guys, welcome to Indian Creek Bowhunting Journal. In this episode you'll see me shoot my second doe with a bow and had an opportunity to shoot axis buck. Overall, this hunting season has been extremely exciting, going out in the blind and watching all the deer activity. So let's roll!
If you could draw a perfect storybook picture of your life that really mattered for an eternity, what would it be? That big buck standing broadside at 20 yards? Or a gobbler slowly working his way into bow range? What about the family? Or winning the lotto? Or an easy life? How about a God who loves you and cares enough to have every last hair on your head counted? I bet your mama don't even love you that much. How about a God who understands how desperate your situation is and how you cannot save yourself from your own sin? How about a God who left the royalty of heaven to limit himself in human flesh so that he could suffer and die in your place? How about a God who is patient, waiting for you to repent and join him in drawing the perfect storybook picture of your life?
So this year's hunting season, my daughter is the one with the lucky horseshoe in her back pocket, because it seems like she's been getting lots of opportunities to take deer this year. Haven't shot any big bucks yet. We have a few more days to hunt, but it's not looking good, but we're going to try. But on this particular evening, she had this young axis buck come in. And you'll notice anytime these axis buck come in, they beat up on these whitetail deer quite a bit and bully them around. We want to make sure that we keep these axis deer in check. So any exotic that comes in, actually we have the green light on. So my daughter was trying to get a shot on this deer. The one thing about axis deer is they do not stand still very easily. They're always moving around quite a bit. I'm trying to run a camera and get a shot at this deer. My daughter rushed her shot just a little bit too much. This deer didn't like it at all, so it let her know with a little bark. That next evening, my son and I went out to the middle blind and got a glimpse of a shooter, but he stayed out about 80 yards, finally made his way very, very slowly into the feeder, but never got, actually never got any more video of him because he kind of stayed behind the trees, and it was just next to impossible to try to film him anymore. So then we had this little doe. I think he might have been trying to follow this little doe. But after this little doe went out, he did not come in at all. The very next morning I went out to the middle blind by myself and found these two little guys fighting. They gave me a pretty good show. The next morning was pretty uneventful, but I did have this one young buck, about a 2.5-year-old 7-point, come in to the cabin blind where I was sitting. And it's kind of exciting to have these young bucks around because we got hope for the future to be able to shoot some big deer. So like I said, I think Keziah has the lucky horseshoe in her back pocket because she had a deer convention going on at the cabin feeder on the morning of the 19th when she was there hunting. So Keziah, tell us about what was going on here.
It was really interesting watching the little button bucks chase around the little baby doe, and then the bigger Forky chase around the button bucks. But as they were doing that, there was a little doe that came in, and right after her was a big doe. And that's when I got even more excited because I was like, okay, good, I can shoot something now. But then they started chasing the doe away, and it was really frustrating because I was like, man, I'm not going to get a shot at this already really wary deer because the button bucks keep chasing her and the little doe away. And even the big one is chased her away a little bit as well. But eventually the buck pushed her around where I could get a shot, and that's when it got even more exciting as my heart beat a little faster.
Oh my goodness. Nailed her. She's right there. Man. Oh my goodness. I can't believe it. That was one of the big doe we were looking for.
Kind of a lucky shot. I was aiming for the sweet spot, but got it in the neck. And she gets scared away for a little bit, but then she slowly starts walking back, and I start trying to pull back my bow. But then she started walking away again because the forky now starts like chasing her away, and I was like, oh my goodness, I'm never gonna get a shot at this deer. And then finally she slowly starts walking back, and I pull back my bow,